Hey Collective, today is Tuesday the 19th of August. This is a general reading and they're also timeless readings. So it's for whenever you're actually, witnessing it or viewing it, okay? Now, just remember to take those things which resonate and leave behind those things which do not. Do not try to force it into your story, please, okay? Now, this particular storyline seems to be dealing with the karmic perspective. It's telling us a little bit about what they seem to be going through. Now, that's not to say there may not be somebody also in the collective who's going through a very, very difficult dark night of the soul situation right here. I know I'm in the middle of yet another one, so and you do go through more than one in your spiritual journey, so keep that in mind. But the heart of the matter for this particular reading was the Ten of Swords in reverse. This is what our reading is about. And what that talks about is somebody in needing of healing from past troubles, needing to recover from past trauma, trying to survive, and trying to learn from their past. Now, that wasn't enough for me, because when I first pulled that wasn't a very productive or positive card to pull, especially for my collective, so I wanted to make sure I got some verification on what we were talking about here. And then I pulled out the Ten of Pentacles, also in the reverse. This talks about instability and unexpected changes, debt, conflict, loss, and failure. So we're seeing basically somebody, at least from a financial perspective, is really, really being, they've gotten run over and they've gotten the car back over them a couple of times after the fact. So they're really having a hard time financially. Now, more clarity. I got somebody moving away from a place of calm, feeling and dealing with hardships and delays, changes of plans, and somebody trying to return home, basically. Now, my final one, as far as confirmation was concerned, was the Four of Wands, but it's in the reverse, I'm sorry. Four of Wands in reverse, and it talks about conflict within a relationship. So financial hardships, relationships, and family relationships, arguments, lack of support, and disharmony within the relationships. All these things are happening to either my collective, a handful I'm sure, and or the karmics themselves. Now, what is crossing the matter, possible impacting it, secondary known, or a change, is the Eight of Cups. Now, the Eight of Cups talks about a desire to leave something behind, abandonment, escaping, need of strength again, and again, traveling or moving. So it's in harmony with the actual heart of the message. Now, I got another piece of clarity here with the World card. The World card talks about the universe is acting in your favor for travel, for success, completion, and rewards. That doesn't really make sense with the rest of it, but now also I pulled out for clarity the Five of Cups, also in the reverse. This talks about moving on from past regrets, healing, growth, acceptance, and forgiveness. Okay? So these things are all necessary in order for us to be able to move forward and in the hopes of having a better life, come to us, or that we can manifest in our lives, I should say. Now, in our unknown position, what we have here is the Seven of Wands in the reverse. Now, the Seven of Wands in reverse talks about your success being delayed or even possibly missed. You may have missed a couple of opportunities. Lost confidence, and your enemies basically seemingly succeeding at this time, having a sense of defeat. Now again, I wanted to get as much clarity on this as possible to try to make a storyline that made sense to me. And I'm feeling a lot of negative or low vibrational energy, so that's why I assumed it was for the karmics. But again, if you're going through this type of energy and you are one of the collective, then you probably are putting out a lower than normal frequency or resonance as well. But I got the King of Wands in reverse, which means you're poorly prepared for leadership roles. You're very impulsive, you have poor leadership skills, overbearing, and maybe even arrogance. Again, this is why I feel this is for the karmics and not for the collective as a whole. But this is what they're going through. Now, I also pulled out the Nine of Cups, and this one is in the upright. Talks about your desires will come true, attainment, happiness, success, pleasure, and manifesting. These things are in the unknown. And I also got, for my final clarity card, the High Priestess, where it says, allow your intuition to guide you. Use your discernment, ruminate upon the subject. Enlightenment and spirituality should be your aim at this point when you're seeking answers. I've been tormented today as well, and that's precisely what I've been doing. You have to go within to try to find your answers. And sometimes, at least at first, you're met with nothing but silence, and it's incredibly frustrating, I know. Even if you're extremely intuitive and you feel that you have a good relationship with your spirits and your spirit team, and you're trying to be even more close to them, sometimes you don't get the answers you're looking for right away. They will come, however. Just stay with it. Now, in our past position, I pulled out the Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles talks about laboring towards your goals, diligence, hard work, long-term goals, and perseverance. Okay? So that's where, this person was in the past. They were laboring hard, but they're also avoiding the reality of the situation. They had a sense of denial and confusion, possibly giving into scams, missing again their opportunities because of some form of superficiality. Perhaps they tried to take the quick approach of getting money or whatever the case may be, and that landed them in this financial hardship. We see that further clarified with the Five of Wands, with the presence of conflict, competition, friction, chaos, rivalry, and disagreements. So again, there is a lot of discontent going on in somebody's life here. And I hope it's not the collective. I really do. And if it is you and you need prayers, just, reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to aid in that regard if I can for you. All right, now for the known position, we have the Queen of Pentacles. And this is somebody in the energy of being nurturing, successful, wealthy, trustworthy, practical, and secure. We also got in the known position the Ace of Pentacles, which is new beginnings and prosperity, financial gain, opportunity, change, money, career, and opportunities. And for the final bit of clarity I got is telling me that these things are quickly coming. They're on their way with the Eight of Wands. So this is basically about haste, fast progress, quick growth, excitement, and so on. All right. So that looks good. Just stay with it. Try to remain positive. There's nothing wrong with venting or even being angry. Let that anger out. Process it. Deal with it. And then try to come back afterwards and really examine the situation as a whole, You have to burn off some of that energy. Otherwise, you could lose it. So now in terms of our future, I got the Devil card, which is overcoming block growth, ending addiction, having an epiphany, revelation, and independence. That's exactly what we're all shooting for, so that's a good card to have in our future. Now, in the Hermit, we're talking about going into isolation, and that's exactly where we need to be in order to get the answers we're looking for and to plot our next move. So it also talks about taking advice from wiser ones, seeking consultation if necessary, somebody who has got more experience and illumination on a specific subject matter. And the final one I got for confirmation into our future is the Empress in reverse. And this is somebody that neglects their own needs, feeling stagnant, tense, lack of self-care, and insecure. Again, these things are natural byproducts of feeling despair. So if this is my collective, you have my my utmost prayers and everything else that you may need from me that I can give to you. Just reach out to me and let me know. Otherwise, again, I do believe that we are talking about the karmic here. Karmic, or with a S, plural, that may be going through it right now, and you just, may be being updated on their situation. And you need to be aware of that because, again, we know that there are people coming back into our lives. So the more we know about their situation, the better off, we'll be able to respond. Now, in terms of how the collective sees themselves at this point, we're looking at the Three of Swords. Now, this basically talks about a period of unhappiness, heartache, pain, depression, sorrow, separation, and trauma. So even though I'm talking primarily to my collective, this could be for a cross watcher out there, okay? Somebody who's watching and looking for a little bit of insight or advice as well. Maybe somebody that's been watching, regularly on here to see where things are going with somebody that they know is watching me, or maybe somebody that is watching me specifically so they can get answers to their particular situation. So I hope this helps. But either case, insights about others is the next position, or the environment, or perhaps how others see things, their point of view. And in this one, we're looking at conflicts leaving you feeling defeated, arguments, surrender, stress, tension, and violence, which makes sense with everything that we saw over here as far as the heart of the matter, and with all the domestic and family issues that we're obviously going through, okay? And again, I know that's very difficult, especially when you feel like you have nobody else that's in your corner. Your own family's working against you. Now, as far as our guidance, we have a time of celebration and joy, reunions, socializing, friendships, parties, and groups. It's good, even if you only have one good or close friend, to reach out to them. They're probably your friend for a reason. So basically a shoulder to lean on, somebody that you can, express your feelings and some of your hardships with. You don't have to go at it alone. If you are alone, again, just reach out to me. I've been dealing with my own problems as well, and I know it's not an easy place to be. So the Eight of Pentacles in reverse was a clarity card that I pulled out, which seems to be contradictory. It talks about difficulty focusing on tasks at hand, laziness, bad quality, lack of skill, head fog, and low ambition. Okay, well, if you're trying to, maintain a job, or if you're trying to, keep your job, basically, you need to rely upon the strength that I also pulled out as far as clarity with this, because they seem to be contradictory. The Three of Cups and the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. So these are situations we're having a hard time dealing with, perhaps because of all these domestic issues at work. And it says you do have everything you need inside of you as far as strength to succeed. You have the courage, the self-empowerment, willpower, confidence, and, love to pull yourself out of this rut. And I know that it's easier said than done. I've been pretty much going through this uphill battle for most of my life, but in particular the last 5 years. So I understand. I do. And I say that because I'm still currently going through it. Now, in terms of the overall outcome, I got justice. And that's a good outcome for all of us who are seeking it, right? That means your justly deserved outcome is on its way. Consequences, judgment, truth, and fairness and legal issues, perhaps, if you're going through those. We've been hearing about it for going on 3 months now, so at least some of you definitely are. Now, I got further clarity with the Queen of Cups, and this may be the person bringing you that justice. Basically, Queen of Cups is somebody who is an emotionally supportive figure, right? Somebody who has emotional strength, intuitive, they're empathic, which means they have a loving and understanding and nurturing character to them. They are also usually quite psychic and creative. So your justice may come in the form of a loving, caring person to help you out in this situation, okay? And then the bottom of the deck, I pulled out the Hierophant. So the Hierophant speaks about institutions, usually associated with religion, dogma, things of that nature. So people that conform to society's rules, morality, traditional type of mindsets, groupthink, and religion, as well as an institution. It could be an institution of financial, or maybe someplace you work at, but this could be where you're going to get your justice, or maybe this is where you're getting your justice, getting justice from, I should say. Maybe it's the institution is running you through the ringer, but again, I'm getting it quite the opposite. I'm getting that you are indeed going to end up victorious after this battle. But it is definitely, according to this reading, a completely uphill battle that you're still in the midst of. So I wish I could give you more encouragement, but I can say this, that I'm still here. And even though you may not know my story, I've gone through hell and back multiple times over the last couple of years. And the closest people to me, well, let's just say that they turned out to be the very ones who were involved in a lot of this. So to say that I understand is not just something I'm saying in passing to give you some false hope or whatever. I'm truly living it, and I still am. So if you do need to talk about it, you do need some prayer, just let me know. I'll be more than happy to offer at least that much to you. And actually, that's quite a bit, because I do have a relationship with Source. And although sometimes I get very mad at him, and I get mad at my ancestors because I can't seem to get the answers I'm looking for a lot of the time. And it's hard. It's hard when you're walking in the spiritual journey. It really is sometimes. But that's why only a few people take that narrow path, right? Most people are on the highway to hell, so to speak. So whether I'm just, taking Abrahamic faith euphemisms, so to speak, but it is a sense of hell even here on earth when your world is falling apart. You don't have the resources you need. You don't have people that seem to understand what you're going through. And those who should be there to understand and support you are the very ones causing the majority of the issues themselves, even to the point of wanting to unalive you and things of that nature. So just for $1. It's pretty horrible, but it is what it is. So hang in there. We're all warriors in this. So if you need help, just let me know. I'll be happy to give you what I can in regards to that, including my, my lessons learned throughout this ordeal. And I'm still learning each and every day. Well, that's all I've got for you right now.